G'day and welcome to Behind the Career, the show designed to get rid of all that confusing information online and instead see and hear from real people who talk about their career and training experiences. We'll be taking you behind the scenes of industries usually hidden from the public. I'm Adam Drummond. Today we'll be focusing on hospitality and some of the roles and exciting career opportunities in this amazing sector. And what better way to check out hospitality than going behind the scenes of the Wagga RSL Club. Now remember, you can check out more resources and links to helpful information at behindthecareer.com. There will be links to websites like Life Launcher, My Future, Your Career and Job Outlook. For now though, we can't wait to serve you up this latest episode of Behind the Career on hospitality at the Wagga RSL Club. The Wagga RSL Club has been operating for over 70 years and after many facelifts and renovations throughout this time is now known as a state-of-the-art venue featuring a diverse selection of entertainment, dining, accommodation, function facilities and lawn bowling options. It makes them a perfect fit for our episode on hospitality as they cover almost all careers in this sector. Communications and Functions Manager Renee Askell, who has been employed at the Wagga RSL Club for over 12 years, enjoys the diversity of her position and the daily challenges of meeting her clients' needs.
I have quite a diverse role. I oversee the motel management, which basically is me acting as a bit of a link between the motel and the club. I also do all the internal events, so I organise our large members' Christmas parties, as well as all the entertainment for the club, so sourcing bands, duos, I like to perform here at the club, and I also oversee the functions department, and we look after 5 function rooms which can cater from anything from 2 to 350 people. There's many things I actually like about working here, but the most, I think, fundamental thing I love is the diversity. No 2 days are the same. I am constantly doing something different. For example, this morning I am finding the motel plans to refurb the motel, so meeting with the interior designers for that. Tomorrow I will be helping Leanne, our function coordinator, set a room for 350. So yeah, every day is different and that's what I love about it. Here at the club, we actually do really encourage progression. For example, our function coordinator, she started behind the bar. She has no qualifications. She has just worked really hard and shown a lot of initiative. And with functions in particular, a lot of it comes down to being able to be organised, be able to multitask and be super friendly, and she kind of ticks all those boxes. So through training in-house, she was able to elevate into a function coordinator's position. We have various roles within the industry that we have been able to encourage. For example, our duty manager has just been now appointed to a assistant IT person. So because he showed that he had a lot of skills in the IT industry and he showed that he had a passion for it. So within the club, we really do try and encourage our staff to meet their career goals. Well, in year 9, I started to realise I wanted to be in events management, and that was because of things like watching The Wedding Planner and Miracle on 34th Street. I was like, yep, they had these strong independent women that were organising these amazing events. I thought, yeah, I can do that. So from then I was like, that's what I want to do. So when I was at school, I did business studies and I tailored my interests around that. So design and technology, because I like the creative aspect of it as well. And then once I finished school, I went to university and did a Bachelor of Business Studies. I chose the Bachelor of Business because at the time you couldn't do events management. You still had to do the fundamentals of business, so the boring stuff like law and accounting, but I was able to then do, okay, well, I can do a little bit of marketing, tourism, and that helped me then tailor my degree to suit myself. While at uni and at school, I actually worked at Woolworths. So I was a checkout chick for 7 years and I loved it. It gave me a great foundation, especially of hospitality, because it's all about customer service. And it was fantastic with flexibility. Once I came out of university, I had a Bachelor of Business, which was amazing, but I realised, okay, I want to be in events, but I don't know how to set a formal table. So I was lucky enough to get a coordinator's position at a local function centre, and there although yes, I had the degree, I was basically a glorified head waitress. I cleared tables, did full function sets. I managed the staff, and it wasn't until probably about a year after that I then got the manager's role there, where I was involved with processing the actual bookings, meeting with the clients, making sure that we're meeting the clients' needs. From there, I actually got the job here at the RSL. So I've been here at the RSL for nearly 13 years. So I was the functions manager here at the club. I met with the clients, I processed the bookings, I helped make sure the rooms were set. It was all about making sure the clients were getting what they needed and what they were expecting from the club. And then I had babies, and they were wonderful, but changes a little bit of dynamics. And I was lucky enough that the club said, look, we still want you in a senior management role, and that they kind of tailored the role. So I'm now, instead of processing the bookings, I actually oversee the department and a lot of other things. So as I said, the motel and obviously the internal events, which is my main passion, obviously.
Fantastic to hear that there are so many roles in this exciting career, and it doesn't even matter if you start out in one position, you could very well end up in a different position altogether. Well, head chef Matt has got a team of 8 under his supervision, and on average they serve up over 2,000 meals a week. Let's go to Matt now as he tells us the ingredients of a successful career as head chef and caterer.
So being a head chef here at the club entails quite a bit. I run the bistro 7 days a week, lunch, breakfast, lunch and dinner. We have functions in the function spaces downstairs, rostering, ordering, looking after my staff, making sure their well-being is okay. It's a lot some days. I was not a very good student, skipping class, being the class clown, doing just enough work to get by. School didn't interest me. I didn't fully complete school. In New Zealand we do 13 years, so I only did year 12. But from there I went on to work in a restaurant for a year as a chef and washing dishes before I decided to go to TAFE, or Polytech we call it over there. So I would do 5 days a week, 4 hours in the kitchen, 2 hours practical. It took me 2 years. I did 2 different courses. I now have a diploma in patisserie and baking and a certificate in professional cookery. And then from there I did a couple of years in New Zealand. I moved to Australia, Brisbane. I worked in some headed restaurants up there. Moved up to the Whitsundays for a year. Worked at a place up there on an island, which was an experience in itself. From there I went down to Melbourne and worked in an amazing restaurant called Cutler & Co, part of the Andrew McConnell Group. From there I went to London, where I worked in a Michelin star restaurant for Angela Hartnett for a couple of years. I did stages with Heston Blumenthal and with Jason Atherton. And then I come back to Australia, and I've been here for the last 8 years. Mostly working in Sydney, but I've been here in Wagga for the last year. Because of media perceptions, head chefs can be portrayed as quite cranky. Yes, I have met a lot that are. Yes, so I can be. No, they're not all like that. Working with Angela and her head chef, who both worked with Gordon Ramsay, they were very calm and placid in the kitchen, and it was so nice. It was such a different environment. Everyone got on a bit better. The work got done. Like it was a nicer environment to be in when someone's not yelling at you all the time. Being in this industry, a lot of people are more passionate because you don't make a lot of money here. Let's be real, like you get paid minimum wage most of the time. But most people do it because they love it. They love working with people, they love cooking, they love making coffee, customer interaction, you know, whatever it is. The people that are good in this industry, they love what they do. someone that's willing to do the hard work, because being in hospitality is hard work. It's long hours. Like, if you think you're going to be getting Friday nights and Saturday nights off, like, this isn't really the industry for you. You know, like, I do, you know, on a quiet week, 50 hours. When I'm busy here, like, it's 60. I've done, working in London, I did 4 days, but I used to clock up nearly 80 hours in those 4 days. Like, it can be long and grueling.
Just a reminder, if you want more information about one of these career paths and it's not mentioned in enough detail during this show, you can go to behindthecareer.com. There'll be even more resources and links to helpful information. And you don't even have to be an indoor person to work in hospitality. In fact, we're about to meet Jared Suckling. He's the head greenkeeper at the Wagga RSL Club. Now, Jared explains that if you're after a pathway to maintenance or groundskeeping or landscaping, then this might be the role for you.
I look after both bowling greens, all the surrounds, the motel, car parks, just basically everything here outside. When I was in year 10, we had to do work experience, so I asked the local bowls club if I could do it there, and after 2 weeks they offered me a 4-year apprenticeship. So my first qualifications was Certificate 3 in horticulture / greenkeeping. You can do golf courses, race courses, anything with turf. Cricket, all your football stadiums. I do landscaping. I've done my irrigation course here. I went to TAFE 1 night a week, so I've got my irrigation licence to install, repair irrigation systems, design them. So I use that here at the club too, because we've got automatic sprinklers here. I've got my chemical licence. I did my 4-year apprenticeship and then I travelled. I went to Brisbane, worked up there, came back to Wagga, took over the boss's job where I did my apprenticeship at. Then I got offered a job back in Darwin. And there I went to uni part-time and did my diploma in turf management. And I just got married and had a child. So I got offered the job back here. The benefits for me would be I'm just outdoors. I enjoy producing quality greens for the bowlers, even if it's the social bowlers, district, state, and I've had Australian championships before, so you just like to get the best greens for basically anybody. Here we had the New South Wales State Championships, which was televised. We had a television rink, and we had that for 2 years. It's pretty full on because the greens are a living thing, so you can't really go away and not think about them. My advice would be give it a crack, because there are so many different pathways once you do your greenkeeping certificate, because you can go into horticulture. If you're on bowls, you can go to golf, cricket, they're all different, landscaping. So there is a lot of different avenues. If you don't enjoy one part of it, you could change your job and, go down a different path. Some of the attributes to being a greenkeeper would be the love of outdoors, physical work, working with your hands, working with machinery, and just enjoying the lifestyle of being outside and not locked up in an office.
But what if you need something a little bit more flexible, where 9 to 5 just won't work for you? Maybe one day you want to become a manager, or you could be studying a different career path altogether. Well, for Abby Corbett, working behind the bar at the Wagga RSL Club gave her the flexibility she needed for her busy lifestyle and her career ambitions.
In the younger years, I probably was more focused on the sport and social life. But then when I got to year 11 and 12, I sort of tried to knuckle down and I tried to study most days. But still tried to keep that balance. After school, was wanting to go to uni to do medical radiation science and become a radiographer. Obviously, there's lots of placements and things with that where you don't get paid So I needed to have a sort of job on the side at the RSL, which I've picked just to sort of get me by. They're really helpful because you can sort of do the shifts in the night, work around uni, study and everything. I sort of decided to get a job here as opposed to maybe like retail because it's quite good pay, flexible with uni, and you're also getting extra penalty rates after hours from about 8 o'clock at night all the way through to the next morning. Can get overtime as well, and then also weekend rates are great. Working on the pokies, change box, in the tab as well, that's all extra penalty rates. So if you get that RCG as well, it opens you up to a few more different options working in a club like this. Yeah. So my job role at the RSL, it's sort of just working in the gaming, bar, change box, on the door, and then down in the sports bar here as well, in the tab. Yeah, so it's got quite a diversity. Yep, so with the RSL, you obviously need to have, if you're working in the bar, an RSA, and that's something you can do here at the RSL. They sort of just run like a course for the day. I also did my RCG, which is for gambling as well, being on the pokies. And then also down in the sports bar, we've got a tab, so I've done tab training as well. Yeah, so the RSA is just responsible service of alcohol. So that's just making sure that you know when someone might have had too much to drink and you can handle the situation appropriately. And then RCG is responsible conduct of gambling. So it's just making sure that you're aware when people are sort of taking it a little bit too far with the gaming. Yeah, you need to be able to sort of notify any supervisors if there's any unusual behaviour or if you think they might have a bit of a bad problem. Yeah. You definitely need to be a people's person. Yeah, you need to be able to communicate with elderly because they're always in here. Families, especially if there's drunk people, you need to be able to sort of handle those situations appropriately. Same with gambling. Yeah, just a people's person.
Well, it's good to see Abby setting the bar so high there, but there are other options in hospitality as well, including accommodation. The Wagga RSL Club has a fully managed motel on site, and it's here that we check in with Trisha Bryant, who explains why she chose this career path.
So I'm the motel manager here at Wagga RSL Motel with my husband Reese, and our role is to manage the motel from reception to housekeeping to the property maintenance and working with the RSL management to make sure that guests have an enjoyable stay. So I went to a school in Sydney in Woolwich. I left school at 15 to start work in real estate. And from there I stayed until I was 21 and then worked with my parents in motels. So as a student, I probably left a little bit too early. Should have continued on and done my HSC, but at that time I had a good job offer and I took it, and that's what led me to where I am today. My qualifications or training have been on the job, and as I say, I've worked since I was 15 in a customer service or reception role, and I got all of my training and formal training on the job and learning with people that have the experience already. Yeah, so my parents have always had motels, so since I was 15 they've owned and operated their own motels, which I was with them, I was living with them, I was helping them, and that was all over Australia. Reese and I have owned and operated our own motels as well throughout Australia. We were down in Tasmania, we were in New South Wales, down the south coast, and then we decided to move over to working for somebody and gave us a little bit more freedom as far as when you own something, you don't have any breaks at all. At least now we do. We get our holidays and days off. When we're looking for workers here, depending on the job role, so in housekeeping, obviously it's skills specific. We often will advertise for somebody that has housekeeping experience because it is a very specific role. In reception, we look at customer service being the prominent experience that we're looking for, because we're face-to-face. Every customer comes in and we need to give them good quality customer service. So the experience we're looking for in reception role is customer service. Not so much in this industry, but customer service as a front desk reception. Generally, as a motel manager, business certificate is quite important, and A lot of roles look for that experience when they're advertising, and if we were to be looking for a motel manager, business qualifications certainly would be a good starting point in this role. So Reese and I, as on-site managers, as motel managers, we live here. We are on the premises 24 hours a day. Doesn't mean we're working 24 hours a day, but we're certainly here, and in this industry you can often get call outs at night time. No 2 days are the same in our industry. We have different people turn up every single day, so what we need to do every day is different. People have different requirements, different needs, and certainly that part of the job is very exciting. It doesn't make it mundane. We're doing something different every single day. The maintenance side of things, well, that changes again every day because obviously as people are using the rooms, things go wrong. There's maintenance issues that have to be addressed immediately. In the housekeeping, again, no 2 days are the same because they're certainly interacting with our guests, and we do encourage that. And so they're meeting a lot of different people, and again, some people are quite demanding and they have to service with a smile, we say, every single day. So housekeeping, again, whilst it's doing this very similar job, it's certainly meeting a lot of different people and having a lot of different requests put upon you from day to day. There's lots of unusual things that happen. In one of our motels, we had 2 guests arrive. Actually, sorry, 3 guests arrive. They checked in, and we always ask how many guests are staying, and certainly there was 3 guests. One lady was pregnant. They wanted a spa suite, which they got, and no noise, nothing unusual about their stay until when they left. 4 guests checked out. She had a little baby in the bedroom, but didn't tell us. She had a midwife with us and a baby in the spa. So very unpredictable, and it's something that we couldn't foresee, but I should have charged her for the extra guest. So for any students that are looking to get into this industry, I would certainly encourage it. It's a great industry to get into, and there's a lot of potential to start at reception and move right forward through to management. This motel obviously is one of the smaller motels. There's very big motels out there, so your management positions can go right through to managing 250 room motels internationally. So it's a great industry.
Well, that's all the time we have on this episode of Behind the Career. Thanks for joining us. Now, if you want even more information on hospitality, go to behindthecareer.com. You'll find all our previous episodes as well, covering construction, engineering, horticulture, allied health, local government. The list just keeps going on. So many episodes to choose from. Now, next time we come to you, we will be talking about a career in early childhood development. Until then, though, talk to your careers advisor or teachers about the correct career path that would suit you and what you want to do with the rest of your life. See you next time.